What is up, folks? Welcome once again to Let's Chat with me, Meor Addelan. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about how you can become a better entrepreneur, how you can actually become a better business owner by just exercising the number one rule to become a better business owner, and that is to practice good marketing. Now, marketing is something that a lot of people are always griping about. They always say that, yeah, marketing may not be that important because I just want to sell my items, I just want to sell my services. Yeah, as long as people know that I exist day in and day out, I'm fine with it. Well, if you were to talk to a professional, someone who has been doing marketing all their lives, they would definitely gonna be giving you a telling, because marketing is actually one of the greatest essence of any business moving forward. Now, to discuss more about this marketing topic that we have, I have with us a special guest, a very good friend of mine. Ladies and gents, may I introduce to you Miss Nadia Norzuhdy. Assalamualaikum. Hi, Nadia.
Hello, Waalaikumsalam. Hello, Meor. Hello. So,
Yeah, we want to talk about why people refuse to spend on marketing. As you may know, and I'm not generalizing this, most people out there, or some
mhm,
people, they have
mhm.
this ideology, or they have this perception that marketing, or too much marketing for that matter, is just a waste of money. I should put my funding more like the production of the products, for instance, or the
Mhm.
QC of the products, rather than spending it on marketing. What are your thoughts on this, Nadia?
Okay. Well, through my past experiences working with companies and being, part of the marketing team, or being one of the CMOs and CEOs are always butting heads about the marketing budget. Marketing budget is always the last one that gets allocated, and usually the first ones to get cut. And I think a lot of times that when you're talking about entrepreneurship and starting a business, and selling a product or service, whatever, what have you, there's always the four P's, right? We talk about this all the time in marketing, in business. There's your product, your place, your promo, and your price. And a lot of times entrepreneurs tend to stick to that. I have a good product, it's set at a good price, I'm in an optimal space or competition, and these are my promotion strategy, and that's it. I go to market with it. But when it comes to actually, building an audience, or acquiring new customers and things like that, you do really need to spend a little bit on marketing. And I understand why. I think people are a little bit conservative on allocating a budget for marketing. There's so many different metrics for marketing, Mio. Like
Mm.
there's your your cost per impression, your whether it's a customer acquisition, and if you have a website, it's your pages per session. So I understand why it's not as clear cut. It's not like sales, where you have a product, you invest in the production, and then your cost of goods sold, and your net profit, and it's just as simple as that. It's a very clear-cut metric and KPI, whereas marketing takes a little bit more understanding of exactly what it is you want to measure out of, whether it's a campaign, or it's a specific a day, a promo day, where you want to push certain products. So I believe it's a part conservatism, because they know they stick to traditional marketing, which is just right product, right place, right promo, right timing. Or they feel like a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of metrics that is in place in terms of.
Nowadays, specifically within this new age and time, online marketing has always been the key. A lot of people are spending, even the big companies, the big agencies are leaning more towards internet, or digital marketing as their
Yeah.
form of marketing. But having said that, though, I've also heard about people not able to actually meet their ROI. They spend hundreds and thousands of ringgit buying Facebook ads, buying Instagram ads, buying keywords and everything, but it did not reflect back with the ROI that they've actually put initially. Now, is there a mistake somewhere in between, or are they just IT fancy enough to really understand how the whole thing works? Your opinion?
Mhm. Mm. I think there's a lot of different pinpoints, that different things that we can pinpoint towards, um, so why these strategies, these campaigns are not meeting, as you said, meeting the ROIs. One of it that is at the top of my mind could be, a lot of these companies, they love to cast pump all their money and cast a wide net and see what fish will take. I'm just going to target from 18 to 45-year-old urban and rural customers, and that are online, they're offline, so they are not very specific in the audience or the target that they're trying to market towards. And then it ends up they spend a lot of ringgits, and you only have a few fishes that will bite into your net, right? So the key thing is to always very identify your audience to the very niche, to the point where who are your audience, your basic demographics, like age, gender, location, but also like what do they care about, where do they shop, what are they ingesting, are they social media active, are they not, like, so these kind of questions are very important to determine the type of audience that you want to narrow down to, and then only you set the budget, and you place the Facebook ads. Maybe you work with certain rural influencers or mass influencers, or you buy out some digital space in like online billboards, and have some visibility there, I believe. So yeah, I've definitely had clients in the past where they spend a lot of money and then
Yeah.
it doesn't reflect in their ROI in the end.
Even soft drinks for that matter. Let's look at the big brands like your Cokes, like your 100 pluses and everything. They also do a big segregation in regards of their marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's not a big, like they don't just cast, like I mentioned before, they don't just see what fish will try, will hit. They're very niche. They're very targeted, to the point where it's like very micro demographics that comes into play, and then only can you see, okay, well, yeah, actually we did hit this target audience, and you do see an increase of this of maybe customers from a specific location that are buying our products and things like that. So you have to be very aware of your, even to the smallest micro
Yeah.
demographics.
Moving on. Yes, okay. Marketing is essential. Digital marketing is also very essential as well as nowadays. But how do you differentiate yourself with your competitors? Come on, a
Mm,
lot of them are there, especially during Idul Fitri, for instance.
mm,
Every Jane, every Siti, every Jamila, every Nurul out there is selling hijab. They're selling tudung out there.
for
How are
sure.
you supposed to become unique? How are you supposed to become different while selling everything that others are selling as well?
For
Any
sure.
tips?
I've always been, I think my core, you meet a lot of these marketing experts, and they had a lot of different tools to uh, strategize and navigate the campaigns that they're pitching to clients, or they're doing for their clients. But I've always been a very strong advocate for content marketing. I keep I've spoken about it in the past with you, and with content marketing, it's now more than ever. You as you are understanding your demographics and your audience, you have to know what they care about and what they don't care about, and there's a growing rise of very conscious customers, where if their own core beliefs are not aligned with yours as a company, no matter what it is you're selling, if you are if you know they have to in a sense believe, they have to have the same, how to say, the same core values as you as a company. They
Yeah.
have to, you cannot like be selling them something, and yet at the same time, because they're all Twitter friendly, right? They're all Twitter,
Mm,
like they all are consciously woke, as we say, like they are
mhm.
on social media. They are very quick to voice out their stance on things, and so not the easiest, but I think the most important thing now, as we are growing into the second age of the digital world in marketing, and as people are becoming more visible online, and more opinionated and more vocal, you need to set and adjust your company's beliefs and your company's brand core statement to the general cultural awakening, I guess.
It is not easy, as you mentioned. It's not something that you just like wake up and like ting, a moment that it just comes to you. It comes with a bit of practice, a lot of research, and
For
a lot of trial and error, I believe as well.
For
Um,
sure.
but when we talk about digital marketing, you mentioned about content marketing. Yes, we're quite blessed because we have access to that. But
Mhm.
what about all of these micro business owners who are in the rural areas, who are a bit on the countryside, who may
Yeah.
not have as easy of an access as we are? What can they do to bring
Yeah.
themselves up to another level for them?
Yeah. I when you pose this question, like I really like this question because it's so relevant to the times, especially as during the MCO, we saw a lot of these new budding entrepreneurs coming out of necessity because they have to find different means of income, and they may not be coming from a city. I've seen a lot of them coming up on social media selling, whether they're making kue or they're making masks and things like that. So I really feel like Malaysians, they're really good opportunists, and I feel like it touched my heart that there are a lot of these rural and micro entrepreneurs coming out of a situation such as the COVID virus. So
Mhm.
I believe that it's funny you said that they might not have access to content marketing. It's all the tools that these big businesses are using are actually are all within the fingertips. I don't believe there are they're not accessible.
Mhm.
If you have a little bit of budget, you pump a little bit in Facebook ads. You know your target, you just focus there. If you have a little bit of you can send your products to maybe your followers or your friends that have a little bit of a following. So these things where they might not be big budget, and they might not have reach a bigger audience than like the companies that are actually putting a lot of dollars into your digital marketing strategy. But I feel like these tools that the big businesses are using are actually readily available to micro entrepreneurs. And it doesn't take like a expert to use it, so it just takes a little bit of time to just study your audience and study the tools that you have at hand, and maybe learn a little bit of the lingo which you can find in a plethora of watch YouTube videos
Yeah.
for Skillshare.
Yeah, as you mentioned exactly, I actually knew the answer already. I was just testing your knowledge. But of course, for
Yeah.
sure, regardless of wherever you are, all of the tools, all of the informations are just as accessible as anywhere you are in this world. And there's no actual reason for you to say that you're left behind because of your location or because of where you are. No, it
For
doesn't.
sure.
All it requires is just a little bit more effort than what you're usually able to do. Nadia, Norzuhdy, thank you so much for coming down to Let's Chat. I
Yeah.
do not really want to take much of your time anymore because you are busy doing over there at home. So
Yeah.
have a good session at home, and thank you
Thank
so much
you
for
so
being on the
much.
show. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you. And there you have it, folks. Nadia Norzuhdy, our resident marketing expert, talking to us, explaining to us why marketing is actually important. Never put marketing aside. Always have it hand in hand while you're trying to build up your business, while you're trying to chase for that sale. Do not forget about your marketing as well. That's it, folks, from me, Meor Addelan, for another edition of Let's Chat. Hope to see you guys again on our next edition. Take care now. Bye-bye.